Meghan's incredible performance at the Invictus event proves that Harry is in danger of being beaten to death. Meghan's behavior during the games was absolutely amazing. Hello and welcome to the Princess Diana News YouTube channel. Well, I think that's it. Well, the Invictus Games are finally over in Germany. The national flags are removed and the participants make their way home. And the main thing I can take away from all of this, God, it was amazing. And I'm not talking about the amazing scenes of bravery and human spirit in the face of visible and invisible trauma. Instead, I'm going to talk about the absolutely amazing behavior we've seen from Meghan Markle. I mean, what happened to her, in a really shameful turn-of for the books. In the 4 days that she was in Europe, Meghan became the very thing that she seemed to fight so hard against during her palace time. An ornamental extra there beside a prince. For the duration of the time Meghan was there, she was flashing that Richter's grin of her, she was clapping, she was cheering, she was posing some more, hugging some contestants and kids, she posed with some NATO chiefs beside Harry, she helped to hand out medals and even read a book to some kids, and not one single time did Meghan feature on the official program. In fact, the only proof we have that Meghan Markle can still speak was an off-the-cuff speech that she gave at a reception just hours after she got there. I mean, how could we forget what Meghan said during that Oprah Winfrey fiasco of an interview, when Meghan talked about watching The Little Mermaid and seeing similarities to her situation, she told Oprah, but she eventually got her voice back. Ironically, the version of Meghan we saw in the games is the one that made a good impression when Ariel first went ashore, and that was before she got her voice back. Meghan is someone who has challenged herself by being open and staying silent. But that wasn't the Meghan Markle we saw last week. I mean, Meghan Markle became a woman who was content to just stand by her man and not say a word. This is not the Meghan we know. Remember, Meghan tells anyone who will listen that she is a proud feminist. What would her friend Gloria Steinem think? Unlike last year's event, where Meghan took center stage during the opening ceremony and then donned several outrageously expensive designer outfits, this time Meghan didn't give any formal speeches and her outfits were made for her incredibly low-key. I'm not too excited about Meghan Markle going through a complete transformation just yet, because the last look she wore was a cool blue Gaia leather cutout dress, which is exactly what we've come to expect from her. But I definitely don't think this is a permanent situation for Meghan. I don't believe for a second that she would abandon her independent spirit to fully support her husband. But the Invictus Games were certainly a highlight in Meghan and Harry's world. And the obvious question at this point is, why? What's going on here? Why did we only see Meghan pretending to be a traditional woman? One explanation could be public hostility towards Meghan in the US. More Americans now have a negative view of Meghan than a positive one. In Meghan and Harry's worst election result this year, Princess Camilla actually did better in the US. Like Meghan and Harry is doing a little better than Meghan, but he's still not popular in America. When Meghan and Harry went to the games, it was clear they had to do something to change people's minds. Their reputations have declined and they are seen as overpaid and underpaid workers whose lack of talent is only compensated for by the fervent public interest in their non-house projects. They were seen as a pair who had lost their royal glow and might never regain it. By September, it seemed the Sussex brand was doomed. I think they also realized that they have to do something to reinvent themselves and make everyone believe that they are not liars, but actually happy people who enjoy helping others. It's clear that this awesome couple can't wait to start a new chapter, a new book, and a new frontier in their careers. An important part of this thinking appears to be professional separation. If Meghan and Harry are now trying to separate their brands, this could explain why we recently saw Meghan taking the lead and being the main face of the event. And this professional separation seems to come not only from playing to their strengths, but also from playing to their interests. Meghan Markle reportedly has a new digital project on her hands and she's ready to return to Instagram. She is represented by this mega agent, and at least Meghan is said to be working on the adaptation of the bestseller Meet Me on the Lake for Netflix. So, it looks like Meghan wants to make a comeback in Hollywood. Chapter: So what will Harry do? Can he really just sit in his home office, drink vegan lattes, play video games, and try to figure out how to do good in the world? Well, Harry doesn't really seem interested in Hollywood drama. I mean, think about the look on his face when he went to a Beyoncé concert with Meghan, Dolly, and a few friends earlier this month. I mean, Meghan looks happy to be here, and Harry looks like he'd rather be somewhere else, and in general, Meghan seems to be getting more attention than Harry. He wants to be in the public eye. So the division of duties seems to have Meghan wearing the shining star hat on the side and doing good things in the future. And then Harry will pretend to be human. And I think in the future they'll probably try to step up to the plate and take the lead. That I think we know who's really going to be in charge. But regardless, the events of the last few days have been a bit strange, as Meghan Markle has remained silent. Chapter: We have never seen anything like this. All is well. So in light of this funny video, I wanted to respond to some of your comments on my video about Harry's bright smile at the Invincibles proving the sad truth behind escaping Meghan. First of all, I like this point, Kai. She wants us all to move on, but me, Meghan and Harry keep telling our truths over and over, and her sugar keeps it going. You are right. To be honest, I don't think this candy is helping his condition much. Meghan and Harry really need to find new fans. Oh, wait a minute. I guess they can't. And then the ET2 user goes on to talk about the situation with Bob Iger, saying, in an unexpected turn of events, Bob Iger, a Disney executive, has decided to withdraw sponsorship from Meghan Markle after asking her to be released from the lockdown. The Invictus Games have been suspended. A ceremony the movement took a wave of conflict. Harry should have put Invictus first, not his wife. Meghan destroys the Invictus Games. Harry had to choose between Meghan and Invictus. He chose Meghan and let her destroy Invictus. Harry had to understand that many of these brave veterans swore an oath to the late Queen and would lay down their lives for her. Veterans also know about the ugly bow that mocked the late Queen and what was said in an interview with Oprah 3 weeks before Prince Philip's death. If anyone has more information about Bob Iger's situation, please let us know in the comments. I really want to know more about this story. Also, Armani's comment, correction, has no morals, did not invent the Invictus game. He borrowed ideas from the American Warriors game. In addition, William and Catherine were early patrons of the Olympic Games. So, in my opinion, drug addicts are not doing anything spectacular for the public good. It seems to me that any apparent goodwill from Hasno happened and the palace was covering for him. You know, I think so too, Armani. People like to say that at least Terry created the game. But in fact, he didn't. He had so much help and support from the palace. And again, he just took the idea from the American Warrior Games. So I don't think he deserves all the credit. I also like this comment from Karen. Chapter: I don't know why someone said it was her. To make matters worse, Harry left her everything he had. She did everything she could to destroy her family, the British monarchy. Harry hurt his grandparents so deeply that when the Queen was dying, he didn't want to see her. This is a pathetic excuse for any form of life above sea sponges. Sea seals are too cute to call one. And then Karen also says, love may be blind, but it is not deaf or dumb. Thanks for your comments, Karen. I agree with them. I mean, when I think about all the things that Harry has done, even if he has Stockholm Syndrome or brainwashed or whatever, there are some things that may one day be forgiven but never forgotten. And speaking a little more about Harry's character, we got this comment from Nanny of Many. Please also think about the women he beat and even hospitalized. The horses he had ridden are riding to death. Do not forget that he himself is a bad dog, the way he treated his grandparents when they died. No, from what we've seen of Harry lately, he's not a very nice guy in the least. Yes, I'm inclined to agree with you now. I have no idea. I hate to think we were all fooled, but maybe we were, and maybe Palace really did a great job making him look a lot better than he is in reality. Thanks for your comment, Nanny. Next we have comments from Susan Roberts. Harry has two options: stay with her or let her go. He must understand that his behavior has consequences and he must take responsibility. A word Harry knows nothing about at the age of 39, because the palace has protected him and continues to do so. He must tell the truth about these children, about the marriage and about Meghan Markle. Will he be man enough for the job? It is also possible that Meghan Markle has very damaging videos of Harry, drugs and alcohol or other women and is using them to blackmail him. He may also have damaging material on the royal family and may even get this information from Harry or Eugenie or paid palace spies. As Harry once said, Meghan is capable of anything. Yes, when you are bad, you are capable. Harry will have some tough decisions to make, but I think he is definitely not in the category of someone who conspires, colludes, and comes up with seemingly reasonable courses of action like Meghan Markle. Chapter He was convicted here. I think that's a good point, Susan. I don't think Harry realized what he was getting into when he dated Meghan Markle. This woman is evil and will do anything to get ahead. Even if it meant destroying Harry in the process. So Nicole says, I've said it from the beginning, everyone shouldn't judge Harry because Meghan was a doll. Remember the article, Love is Blind. This is an interesting perspective that many people share. Nicole, let's see what your answer is. Caroline therefore said that Harry was an adult and that he was responsible for his actions. Chapter That's right. He's stupid, but even stupid people can be loyal to the ones they love. Harry felt guilty for what Harry had done, that's all. And then Heather answered as well, Harry, you better wake up. Meghan pulled you right down. One day you will wake up with nothing. Meghan doesn't care about you or she doesn't love you. He is only for all your interests. That's right. And then Karen says, I don't know how people say it's just her. Harry gets worse when she lets him do whatever he wants. We have already read this comment. But whatever, Nicole. I wouldn't say you're wrong in this case. In some ways I really agree with you. I think Harry was taken advantage of. Chapter Now, is he really a great man? Probably not, but I think Harry might turn out to be a good guy if he sets his sights on someone other than Meghan. I think there is hope for Harry. Although I don't think there's any hope for Meghan. I think all the other commenters also pointed out that Harry needs to take responsibility for his actions because yes, he chose to follow this evil woman, but at the same time we need to remember that he has emotional issues and he is definitely not very smart, so he is Meghan's victim. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to Princess Diana News channel for more updates in the future. Thank you so much for watching, have a great weekend, and I'll see you in a future video.